In today's video, we're gonna be ranking the tier list for My Hero Ultra Rumble characters. And this will also include Aizawa, as he is the latest new character that has recently released for My Hero. Disclaimer, these are my opinions at the end of the day, so please don't go in the comment sections being mad with what I say for certain characters just because they're your favorite character. There's no bad characters in this game, but at the same time some characters are low performing, sucks at having consistency, or who knows what. And before we get into the video, be sure to like this video if you haven't. It will help me out a ton. For some reason YouTube haven't been pushing out my videos as expected, so I will be grateful if you happen to like this video. Regardless though, be sure to grab something to eat and remember to stay hydrated. Alright, so pretty much I'm going to be doing an updated tier list now that Aizawa has finally came out. As promised, I said I'd do an updated tier list, and about time I did this updated tier list. New patches or bug fixes and such for certain characters should have already happened. So here we are, and I'll do another tier list around the time of a new character that will appear for My Hero Ultra Rumble. Not only that, this video will have timestamps or chapters, as you would like to call it, for YouTube. So if you guys want to go directly to a specific character to see what I directly say about them, there is a possible chance I might not really speak much on them because I already spoke everything that I could speak about them and nothing changed about them. So I just think they're good and meta annoying still, or whatever is the case. And you might have to go back to my old video, which I only did one tier list video for My Hero Ultra Rumble, and then I will highly check that out if that's the case. Regardless though, first up we got Mount Lady. Now Mount Lady, pretty much having her second kick, which I already believe I already spoke about her new kick form, but pretty much Mount Lady having a new kick was really amazing. Now she got a little bit more mobility and damage potential for her, but other than that, her kick is really best for mobility reasons, not really for damage reasons. Like, you kind of do hard knock your enemies back, so it's not really great for starting combos or like trying to get more damage off. You're kind of gonna be stuck with your alpha and beta quirk by then, so it's kind of like you're mainly using her pretty much Y quirk for mobility, and that's pretty much it. Her giant form is really good, but at the same time, since like half the majority of the roster list counters Mount Lady, like Momo with her shield, for some reason you can't really attack Momo in giant form. Deku, even Cementoss, Ibara, all my majority of the roster list just counter her. So because of the counter, I'm gonna take off some points there because her giant form isn't really that good at the moment, considering the fact that half the roster list does counter her. So for now, I'm gonna just leave at Mount Lady at good. A really amazing pro Mount Lady will be really good if they know what they're doing. I don't want you guys to be worrying like, oh, you're just saying Mount Lady's good. No, a really good Mount Lady is somebody who's know what they're doing, like on ace or pro level. So by then they know how to play around with their team or know how to be aggressive. But other than that, if I'm going to be talking about consistency and how I see players play Mount Lady, they're pretty good players. They're not really good, but at the same time they're good. Now we got Momo. Momo, I'm still gonna probably leave in the annoying tier because she do got her alpha and beta quirk, which is the best thing about her whole entire kit. If you're playing somebody that needs to get up close, like Froppy, Tenya, pretty much like maybe Todoroki if possible, but you're not gonna be fighting a Todoroki up close. So I never don't. I haven't said that, but regardless, you're more likely gonna counter at least somewhat, maybe half the roster list that has to be up close to you. Even Aizawa, as a recent, he's kind of an up close personal character, so you shouldn't really have any issues fighting against a Aizawa unless he does a special action. But even then, you'll be fine. So, and then you also got her shield. Her shield is just really busted still. So other than that, Momo to me is still in the annoying tier list. So yeah. Now we got Deku. Deku is still really good because of AP shot. He got support potential, pretty much being able to carry teammates out in and out of a battle. With if they go down, he can carry his teammate out and then just auto revive. His special action is really good. Same goes with kind of like Cementoss. Cementoss got auto revive. All the auto revive characters like pretty much Tenya and Froppy, they're gonna be good because they have auto revive. Auto revive in this game is really amazing. So they get points for that. So that really makes them really good or past really good to beyond meta or known, because it's really important to have characters like them on the team at some point. Speaking of Cementoss, since I got Cementoss on the tier list already, let me go deep. Let me dive deep down a little bit more on him. I don't know if I said this in my last tier list about Cementoss, but his only downfall and issue is he does stop like half the roster list from making a lot of plays. Pretty much like Ibara, somebody even like All Might if possible, but All Might could just jump over his walls and still be aggressive if he wanted to. Shigiraki in a sense, Dabi, Toga, like he can basically block out your team projectiles or prevent them from making like plays that they need to, like escaping or something. So it's kind of hard to play Cementoss at times because he does counter his own teammates as well. But in-game Cementoss is crazy. His damage is really good. At the end of the day, it is kind of annoying to fight against the Cementoss because his alpha quirk he can defend himself with. Pretty much if you're somebody like Tenya Froppy, he can just throw it down on himself. And not only he will go up in the sky, but you will also take incoming damage from that. So it is kind of annoying to fight the Cementoss. Would I say Cementoss is meta? Not really. His kit is just designed to be annoying. But I wouldn't say he's meta because Bakugo and certain other characters can still outperform Cementoss and be real aggressive on them at any time. Now we got Ibara. Ibara as a recent, as somebody who mains Ibara, I'm gonna put her at good only because of the fact that she got some inconsistencies at the moment with her beta and Y quirk. Even if you're up close in front of an enemy, for some reason there are times it just don't hit for whatever reason. I don't know if it's a bug, I don't know if it's because I wasn't close enough, but it feels like you gotta be way too close to get your abilities to pop off. And you know, when you do actually get your abilities to actually hit, that's when she becomes really good because her Y quirk actually eats health. So that's really good in general. So if somebody's in plus ultra, you're gonna ignore their shield and take away their health, which is really good. Not only that, she's a sniper character, which I give her points for that. Her alpha quirk is really good, especially when like you're aiming down. But it's so amazing. You can snipe characters from a distance. She's amazing and she's real good at doing that. But other than that, because of the simple fact that half the characters on this roster list can still outperform a Ibara player, I'm gonna put Ibara on good, but I will give Ibara more points considering the fact Ibara can easily defend herself at the same time to any and up close personal characters like Kirishima, Aizawa, Froppy, and Tenya. Ibara has the kit and the ability to do so with her beta and Y quirk. So she can stop them from making plays on her and deal damage back at the same time. As somebody who plays a lot of Ibara, I could guarantee you can do that. So if you go in the comments and disagree, play Ibara for 24 hours and you'll see what I mean. Now we got All Might. All Might projectiles is really strong. I did put him in, I'm not too sure because I wasn't too sure because I didn't really get to play All Might as crazy like that. But now that I got to play All Might here and there, I would say All Might is real good. He could be real aggressive. His kit is really nice. It's kind of fun to play All Might in a sense. Not only that, his special action is kind of like Deku. Only the fact he can gain distance whenever he wants to, like go across the map. Only downfall is he is a floaty character in a way. So it does kind of make it a little bit easier for Todoroki, Deku, and Bakugo, or characters of projectiles, to kind of hit him in a sense. But other than that, All Might kit is really good in a sense. Like, you'll love his kit. His projectiles is really strong. You can hit. It's kind of crazy how disrespectful you could be towards somebody with his alpha quirk. Now he does get his tornadoes, his beta and Y quirk. His beta, which I believe is his tornado. No, it's not. It's where you're going to rush an enemy down, I believe. Regardless, his beta or either or, it's kind of not. If we're gonna be talking about the one where you're kind of rushing down the enemy and doing this ground attack thing, it's kind of nice. You could use that for mobility in a sense, but at the same time, it does have inconsistencies where it does miss. As for his tornado is really good at just reflecting things. There are times I would get randomly knocked out of it. So there are times where it doesn't always save me in a sense. But nonetheless, his alpha quirk is really good and kind of really amazing. But in a sense, playing a bit of All Might, I would say he's kind of in that meta range because his projectiles is really amazing. Now we got the true HP eater, which is Shigiraki. Shigiraki, I'm going to put him at really good only because of the fact he could eat health. Now listen, you can say the same for Ibara, but Shigiraki does it way better, and he don't really need to be up close. He could do it at the distance kind of, other than his like Y quirk being like a real true eater of hidden away HP, and he could do it a second time if he hits you a second time, and then you're good as dead from there. I don't recall where I last placed Shigiraki on the tier list, but I'm gonna leave him at really good for now. As for Dabi, I'm sorry, I'm still gonna leave him in good. I don't think he's really good. I don't think he's even annoying or meta. Maybe it's annoying when he's down and he push you back with his fire ring, but other than that, it's kind of really easy to dodge Dabi projectiles. As I stated in my last video, you could just dodge roll, and then it's not gonna hit you at all when you dodge roll it, or maybe one or two will actually hit you at some point. But other than that, you can just dodge roll through his alpha quirk. His beta quirk, pretty much the characters, even pretty much Toga with her beta quirk, she can kind of hop over the ring fire and take no damage, or Bakugo can fly above and bomb him. Even with gravity, being able to find another platform to bounce off of and just attack from above, like Dabi is still at the disadvantage with majority of the characters on this roster list, since majority of the characters on this roster list can still outperform him really badly. I can't really say Dabi is good because of that. I've never really went against a good Dabi, other than the simple fact if they're in close quarters, that's when they become really good or annoying, because they're in close quarters. I got no choice but to run in the path where I need to chase or something. But other than that, his traps is probably really good at defending him as well when getting chased down or getting shot. It's gonna activate trap and probably save you kinda. But regardless, I do think Dabi's is just in a good tier list. I don't think he's like really good. He's a good character. He's a fun character, but he ain't like much of a threat in my honest opinion unless he's in close quarter. Now we got Toga. Now I should pretty much just have another tier list here that just says Toga. Because after playing a lot of Toga, you're pretty much gonna be wanting to get your transformation level up for her transformation, or you want to get your alpha quirk up. You want to get both of them up regardless, because like after your transformation in, your best kit is your alpha, which is really nice. Regardless though, I can't really say too much. It just depends on how this Toga player plays. They could suck, they could just be good, they could be really good and know what they're doing, they could be annoying if they pick the meta and annoying characters. It's Toga, that's all I'm gonna say. So I should probably just go ahead and make a tier list that just says Toga here. Next up we got Bakugo. Bakugo is still the king of Ultra Rumble in my honest opinion, despite having a nerf. I even said this in my last video. Bakugo, even though a bunch of Bakugo players have a mind of a peanut, in my honest opinion, they still outperform majority of the characters on this roster list. And his AP shots just shoot through walls, even shoot through Momo's shield after it's been placed down, shoot through Cementoss walls. He could easily beam Mount Lady at any time, or being somebody like Ibara who has to do like animation where they're stuck in auto animation because they're doing an attack. Bakugo has no like real flaws other than supporting his team, so he can't really like support, but he can deal massive damage at any time. Or his other weakness is he can't really deal with mobility characters that know what they're doing, like Froppy, Tenya, even Uraraka. I even posted a short at some point of me 1v1 a Bakugo, and if you pressure a Bakugo as a rapid character or somebody who has mobility, that Bakugo player do kind of fall a bit, because they wouldn't expect you to pressure them so hard like that. Like, I kid you not, if you guys actually pressure a Bakugo, if you're playing somebody like Uraraka, Froppy, Tenya, and you know what you're doing, and you can keep up with your playstyle of like pressuring that Bakugo, you should be fine. You will be able to kill that Bakugo pretty easily. Despite that, Bakugo is still meta in my honest opinion, even annoying. But regardless, he's still really good. You got Uraraka now. I'm going to leave Uraraka on really good. The reason why I say I'm going to leave Uraraka on really good is the simple fact of because they kind of fixed her alpha quirk. There's still inconsistencies, but regardless, ever since the patch went out when Aizawa dropped, her alpha quirk feels amazing. I don't really notice it a lot anymore, because now I'm able to hit my hits on enemies. I'm able to grapple away when I need to. Her alpha quirk is amazing. Now her card level is still card level. Everybody knows her beta quirk is the best thing about her, which is broken about her. It's real annoying to really fight against that. Regardless though, I'm gonna still leave her really good. It's because it's not beta or open beta, or it was open beta. It was one of the betas that I played in. Uraraka actually has super armor for her car ability. So the fact that she don't have super armor anymore and is actually real easy to knock out of, I'm gonna leave her at really good for now. But Uraraka kit, her kit it feels amazing now. Now Compress, fortunately, I'm gonna leave him at good. I don't really need to like play him. I know he's a team character, same as Aizawa. If you try to play him solo, you're not gonna have a good time unless you get lucky enough to have a real good random. His alpha quirk is really good at truck level, but I still don't like the simple fact that it has this little animation thing and it just like bounces towards your enemy in a sense. So it's kind of like the moment when your enemy hear that sound effect of you shooting trucks out or whatever you're shooting at him, and they see it as well, they're gonna escape from you because they know better to not really attack you. Now you're gonna probably say about his like reflex, which is his beta quirk. I don't really care for his beta quirk. It's not really good in my honest opinion. It's not to reflect alpha. It's not to reflect just any projectiles. But at the same time, as somebody who play in pro and almost near ace lobbies, I will say that pro and ace players aren't that stupid enough or don't have a peanut mindset to be shooting his reflex, like his beta quirk. So his beta quirk is still kind of useless, and even then, only time you're gonna get any value out of it is somebody new and somebody just don't understand that reflex back at them. That's the only time when it's good. Now we got his white quirk as well. They got to buff his white quirk in a sense. You can easily knock Compress out of it a bit when he's trying to teleport away. But other than that, if you let Compress teleport away, it's kind of hard to see that marble on where it's going. So that's another thing that's kind of good about him if he does get it off. But regardless, he's not meta, he's not annoying. Sadly enough, he's just Compress, and he's gonna be Compress at the end of the day. I doubt any buffs, or his kit is designed in a way where it's gonna be stuck like that. So unfortunately, I don't know if I would ever see Compress sit in the meta or a no tier list that one day. Not at one point or one day, but regardless, it sucks. Now we got Todoroki. I'm gonna leave at meta. Todoroki, his freeze is so annoying. If his freeze hit, he's gonna AP shot you or combo into an ice wall, and then your shield and half your health is just gone. Todoroki is a monster of a player, a monster of a character. He's still to this day really good in my honest opinion. Now we got Kendo. Kendo, I'm gonna leave at good. She still get outperformed by majority of the character roster list. Now, granted, Kendo can counter Momo here, you know, or any up close to personal characters, but at the same time, then again, bro, if a pro player and an ace player know what they're doing, not having the mind of a peanut, they're not gonna hit your shield where they're gonna get stunned, and then you're gonna do a big clap on them. Her big clap is really nice. It's good for self-defense if they get too close to you, but other than that, you gotta think about who's all in the projectile and the no tier list. You got Bakugo, Todoroki, All Might, Deku. They can still outperform Kendo at any time. And the moment her shield is down, she's screwed. That's it, unfortunately. Now we got Tenya and Froppy. Tenya and Froppy, in my honest opinion, they're both on the same level of being annoying, because holy now I don't know what caused a spike as a recent for PC side, but there are a lot of Tenya players, and they know what they're doing. They will put you in the most insane combo I have ever seen. Froppy has always been good. People want to nerf for Froppy. The only issue with Froppy is she already received a nerf back in beta. It's just her kit is designed to be annoying, and people don't understand that. But Froppy kit will always be good in my honest opinion. They would have to do like cooldown nerfs to her kit in a sense to kind of slow down her playstyle. But regardless, Froppy will always be Froppy and Tenya will always be Tenya. They will chase you down no matter what. They will go in and out of a fight to be annoying. That's their playstyle. They're rapid characters. That's how they're meant to be played. So they're gonna be annoying at the end of the day. I can even kind of throw Uraraka out there if a pro or ace Uraraka player knows what they're doing. So yeah. Next up we got Denki. Now Denki, I'm gonna leave him at good. No matter, you could tell me you're a pro or an ace Denki player, but the only issue with that is Denki still got outperformed heavy, and I mean heavy, by a lot of characters on this roster list. Now, I'm gonna speak about his alpha quirk. It's kind of like Watson from Apex. You know, you're a zoning character. You're gonna be like doing your best to like zone out like areas where this would prevent enemies from really attacking you or going towards. But if you're able to get your stuns off, you will be able to use your alpha or your beta quirk to deal like massive damage back, guaranteed shield breaks, or maybe even a down. But the only issue with that is Denki's stun has to hit, or if people hit you while you're in your special action, which kind of stuns them. Now, majority of the time that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like people are getting smarter. They're not having the mindset of a peanut. They're not playing stupid anymore. People are getting it way harder to deal with in Ultra Rumble because they're now understanding that this game is actually easy, and they're playing with more sense now. They're playing around their team. They're playing with more sense now. So, regardless, Denki majority of the time will kind of fold under a lot of moments, a lot of situations, and it's kind of unfortunate. But regardless, there are some really good Denkis out there, but for now I'm gonna leave Denki in a good tier list because I don't think there's no bad characters in this game. But same time, Denki is good. I don't think he's that really good as people are trying to make him out to be, because a lot of people be like, yeah, I played Denki this and that, and no, I'm sorry, it's not like that. Now we got Kirishima. Kirishima has become a monster as of recent. He does a lot of, bro, I mean, Kirishima hits like a truck. It's scary to really fight against the Kirishima, regardless if you're a projectile character that can take distance or not. If you let Kirishima get close, you better call it routes, because Kirishima will hit you like a truck. Now, granted, his weakness is fighting characters of projectile range, so that means Todoroki or anybody in the meta range, or even annoying characters like Momo, Cementoss, possibly like Tenya, possibly Froppy. But he will have, that's kind of like a mirror match. It's like 50-50 with those two in a sense. But Momo has her alpha and beta in a sense that can kind of go on par or really, you know, fight back with Kirishima. Kirishima can also fight back with Momo as well. So they're kind of on par with each other on 50-50. It just kind of depends on that situation. Regardless though, Kirishima hit like a truck, possibly could even one-shot you at some point. You just gotta be careful around a Kirishima player. They're really good. Honestly, Kirishima is really good. He feels really amazing this season. Last but not least, the one and only, and the man that has released as a recent for My Hero Ultra Rumble, Mr. Aizawa. Now listen, I played Aizawa 5 hours straight on stream. You could go to my stream on my YouTube channel, click live, and you will see I played Aizawa 5 hours straight. You could watch the whole thing if you want to. Granted, my opinions will never change on Aizawa. He's a team character. He needs a team. He could easily handle his weight in a 1v1 situation. In a 1v3 situation, he could easily fold under pressure and just lose that 1v3 situation. Even though he got his Y quirk, end of the day, he's a character that kind of not meant to 1v3 a team. He got one-shot potential. He could one-shot. There's a combo that allows him to one-shot, but it's not consistent, and it's really hard to pull off as well. He got mobility as well. His mobility is really good, so I would give him points for that. Having mobility in the game, yeah, I feel like, you know, being able to like get in and out of a fight and know when to like take on fights, when to leave, and learn how to escape a fight. Having mobility, like, I feel like knowing to have mobility in this game makes you a good player just in general. And Mr. Aizawa allows that. He has mobility. His alpha bounces you off the wall. Granted, that leaves AP shot characters or anybody to really attack you in the moment when that's happening. But same time, he got mobility with his kick and his alpha, which is really good. So I give him points for that. His kick, just like Deku and Mount Lady, isn't really good to start off combos with, but his Y quirk is really good at handling enemies. You could even hit up to multiple enemies and it even stuns them for a few seconds, enough to allow your own team members to pretty much deal enough damage in as well. But we gotta speak about his special action though. His special action, in my honest opinion, is bad. I'm gonna be real with you guys. So his special action can't disable quirks that is already activated. So imagine Gravity spinning around in her car in her beta. you can't deactivate it until it's over, and then after it's over, that's when you could actually disable her quirks. By then, it'll be too late because you're probably either gonna take in that damage from your gravity, or you're gonna have to gain some distance from her or something, or you have to have good positioning with him, just like a bar. But regardless, you can't disable already activated quirks, and you can't also pretty much, how should I say this? You can't deactivate people who's already hard knocked as well until they get back up, and this is another issue. So imagine somebody like Momo, Dabi, or whoever that could provide their own cover after being hard knocked. They see you trying to activate their quirk, they quickly throw down their shield. Cementoss throw down his alpha or his wall, Todoroki with his eyes. You know, in that moment they quickly think in their mind, I should use something to defend myself or cover myself that prevents my quirk from being taken. And then after that, they hard push you, like they push you aggressively. Now granted, you know, Aizawa got his like white quirk, but at the end of the day, Aizawa is only good in a 1v1 situation, and then in a team fight, he's good at having a special action ready if he's the one not gonna be receiving a hit first. But that will also lead to really good players seeing an Aizawa on field, on rank, and attacking them first because they know they could probably easily handle that Aizawa first and not have to deal with his special action in a way. But regardless, Aizawa isn't a bad character. He's a fun character. He's a good character, but he isn't really good. He isn't annoying, or he ain't even meta. He's a good character.